Trevor Penning is generally thought of as the fourth best tackle in this class. Most people have him as a first-round pick. I've seen him mocked as high as number 6 by someone who knows a lot more about this stuff than I do. And we see a lot of Ravens folk, media and such, talking about him as our selection at 14. So we want to get into him a little bit and see about that. There's Trevor Penning right here. I like that he's quick out of his stance here, quick feet in this instance. I never like his hands, almost never like his hands. Continues to move his feet as a backside cutoff block. We'll talk about what most people bring up first, which is his nastiness, his temperament, his demeanor, 2 back-to-back plays. So you see him kind of following through and giving an extra shove to the defender. Very next play. Again, pretty good feet. Looks like another backside cutoff. This is his go-to. I would say he is overly reliant on this upper body strength generally. You can see it works very well here. And this kind of demeanor, this kind of nasty playing, for lack of a better word or expression, works on some players. It will get in the head of guys across from him, so long as he's not penalized for cheap stuff, which I think is distinctly possible. In this case, you have to like that, kind of finishing him off. I do see him as somebody who's, again, overly reliant on that upper body strength. But all he's got to do here is make a cutoff or a backside seal. And you have to like that. You have to like that kind of violent finish. And when I say it works on certain players, what I mean is they start to think about you. They start to think about the lineman across from them and not diagnose the play or think about their assignment on the play. Does not play with tight hands. That is a major problem. And you see that in the run game. You see that in the pass protection. Right here, you see him give up his chest, very wide arms, and gets long-armed and run back into the quarterback. Watch it again. This play, I do not like his hands. Too much of this catch technique with wide arms, letting guys into his chest. Also, he plays high or loses the leverage battle pretty routinely. You see him again driven back here. And that only gets exacerbated playing against higher levels of competition. This play really bothered me. I'll let it run, and then we'll talk about it. Watch the effort or the lack of effort here. His quarterback gets ragdolled to the ground. I'm not suggesting he can stop this necessarily, but there is no effort here. And what he's telling you by that lack of effort, by that display, is that's not my fault. He's saying that's not my fault. The guard should have passed. And you see his head get slammed to the turf. That guard should have passed that off to me. You see the guard looking at him, and you're going to see them exchange a look here. That's what he's doing. Right there. He's right. I'm sure he's right. That twist or that stunt should have been called out, or he should have picked this up. But if he's running after this defender, perhaps he keeps his quarterback from being slammed to the turf. Watch the effort once again. This is the sort of play you're likely to see on draft day, if he gets selected. Him going over to the 3-tech, picking him up, moving him, running his legs 5 yards deep, staying on the block. One thing that should be noted, this isn't exactly Pernell McPhee he's throwing around here. The other thing is he's, again, losing the get-off to an extent here, the leverage, but certainly the hand position. And this is a non-starter against edge defenders in the NFL. Watt, Miles, Garrett. Every team has an edge defender that's going to defeat this sort of block if you're constantly giving up your chest this way. Not crazy over him in space either. You see him whiff in space, I think 3 times versus Iowa State very early. Part of this play side pull with the guard. very high in this block. I believe this run is designed exactly where the tailback takes it, which is to say outside the pull, the guard pull, inside the tackle. Not sure why he's not on the inside half of this defender who's running upfield anyway. Subsequent to that, he's going to try to get something here on the second level. He ducks his head and misses that block as well. Just reading notes that I wrote as I watched him the first time. Upper body stiffness, waist bender, plays high, relies too much on upper body strength, stops his feet in pass and run, plays with wide hands, does not drive defenders off the ball. I don't see that enough. I don't see him moving guys in a dominant fashion. Yeah, don't take him at 14. There's only two reasons why that would be a good thing, and one of them is that I'm just desperately wrong. Perhaps there's some magical draft wizardry that's pulled off where you don't take him at 14, you trade back and you trade back and trade back, and you take some of those fourths and you trade up and you turn 4 fourth-round picks into 4 second-round picks, and you take him at 32 or something like that, and your hope is that he'll be a serviceable right tackle in year one, a solid tackle in year two, let's say, and then somebody you might feel comfortable moving over right to left in year three. But that's a lot of ifs. I do not understand him being mocked to the Ravens in the first round.